the difference between guava and anxiety?
Guava is about ukshela. Anxiety, it's about life. And I think that's a key difference. Because you get similar symptoms depending on how severe either of your cases are. So if you've got extreme guava, your hands are going to feel sweaty, you're going to shake for some reason, you're going to jump over your words, maybe struggle to breathe. And with anxiety, it's a similar experience. The symptoms can track. My road guava is very specific, like funukshela. And the guava stories are sad.
You and I could ever be a thing?
Never.
Why not?
Because he ain't giving.
Baba could have saved him.
Because Ushela is not easy. But let's go to anxiety now. Well, anxiety is a real thing, bro. Like, I knew it existed, but I didn't know how bad it can get until I had like a severe attack. So what had happened was, first real time I had it was in matric. And in matric, because it's just a lot of pressure, man. What varsity are you going to? What are you going to do next year? And I was just like, man, I'm chilling here, bro. First term, performed relatively well. I was like, cool, we're floating. Second term rocked me, son. Physics, I will never forgive you. But then what happened was, in one LO class, I was just sitting there with my classmates and all doing a bit of work. And then I started thinking about like what's really the plan for me. Like what's really coming up. Because everyone seems to have like their act together. They know what they're going to do. Some people are already approved at certain varsities. And I'm just chilling there like, yo, bro, what the hell? What are we doing? And I remember there was a class about career choices in LO. And I remember just bending my head over and facing the table. And tears just started falling out. And I didn't want to look up because, you know, what's happening? You know what I mean? And I didn't want to be like, oh, are you okay? Because I don't like people's eyes. But when that happened, I cried. And then I remember just losing breath, going, yeah, I can't necessarily depict it, but it was something along those lines. I had shortness of breath. My heart started beating extremely fast. I could hear my heartbeat. And I'm crying and I'm struggling to breathe. And then that's when I got up and just ran out of the class. Now, the annoying thing is my LO teacher was a horrible, horrible human. So he was mad that I just ran out of the class. And when I got back, he just basically threw all my stationery in my face, which didn't help my anxiety. So after that, people are watching me. I'm getting more and more nervous. I'm starting to feel like I can't move. I felt stiff. In the moment, I was just there, shaking, quivering.
I'm scared, but I'll tie the liver.
And I didn't know what it was. I just thought, like, I don't know. I didn't know what it was. I couldn't diagnose it at the time. But then I went to go get checked out. I went to a therapist, spoke about it. And the therapist was like, yeah, that was your first experience of anxiety, man. That's heavy. But what you need to do is find coping mechanisms, because when your feelings get that intense, you break down. You fall apart. And I was like, no, man, I'm not supposed to cry. I'm chilling. I'm a cool guy. G-O-T-A sharp. But usually, unfortunately, most cases of people who decide to go to extreme cases and get to a point where they can't do this life thing anymore are usually people who you think they're the happiest person. They're the chillest humans. You wouldn't know, but it's real, bro. It's real. So this anxiety thing is no joke. It's no joke. It hits hard, and you know, people don't, I mean, mental health now has been put to a level where it's genuinely recognized as a serious, serious issue. But if it's still undermined in certain communities, man, it can hit even in the worst of times, in the best of times too. So finding an outlet, finding a coping mechanism, finding something healthy to cope with or to help you alleviate feelings of stress is really important. So I started falling in love with playing video games, with writing poetry, with playing football and watching football. Listening to music is an important one, depending on what your tastes are. So find your thing to help you deal with your stress so that you don't have to constantly be anxious, because that is not a nice life for anyone. So take what you can from this. Talk to someone you trust. Talk to us if you're having any anxiety issues so that we can help you stay fucking healthy.